get ready to see a bunch of dark side, because dark side is coming. This video is going to be in response to Nin Jesus, or Nin Jesus, who asked me a question that quite a lot of people ask about too. Is, you know, because I talk a lot about sending slabs to CGC and having them break it. Now, you've seen other people break their own slabs and send them to CGC, and a lot of the times they come back at lower grades. I've seen it way too often. A matter of fact, it happened to me even with Mr. Kendra. I sent Tales to Astonish number 90, I think it was. It was the first Abomination. It was a 9.0. I had him break it because I thought it might be probably a 9.2 or a 9.4. After a press and a clean, it came back at an 8.5. Right? Why does that happen? In my opinion, it's because CGC doesn't see the grade. It looked better when he did it, but grading, is subjective. Now, what I like doing is I like CGC, especially on high grade stuff like this. I like sending this stuff to CGC, have them break it, have them press, clean it, and regrade it, or CPR as they call it, right? I always talk about this. I actually bought this book for that reason, and that reason only. It was, I don't think this book has been pressed or cleaned. However, if you look at this book, for example, right, it does have some flaws that make it an 8.0. See that? Now, this can come back in 8.5. In my experience with CGC, when I've had them do this, right, I've never received a book in a lesser grade when I had them do this, except on a signature series. See that right there? That is cleanable, in my opinion, I think. See, there's a lot of dirt in the back here. Can this be a 9.0? I would not rule it out. And if it comes back a 9.0, it's more than worth it to send it in and have them do it. So here's a book I'm going to send in, and I'll show you other books that I'm sending. All right, this one is a mistake that I did. This is one of my first videos that I ever did. Two of these books are going to be from one of my first videos that I ever did. I think it might have been the first video. I had this in an old case. It definitely wasn't pressed or cleaned. And I didn't think at the time that I can get it, that I can get it at a higher grade, but I've changed my mind. I think I can. So I'm going to take a chance. The only thing is that it cost me $76 for both of these books to get re-slabbed because they were in old slabs. I think this one was scratch or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I got to go back to it. But anyway, I'm going to send this one back out because I do believe that it has pressable defect and it can be cleaned up. You see that? Depending on how CCS cleans them, this can be cleaned out. Like I said, and see that? That's like a little spine roll. That can be pressed out. And it's got a spine roll going straight across down. See that? Can definitely be pressed out. So I'm definitely sending this out. If I can get a 9.4 on this, more than worth it. At worst, I think it'll come back at a 9.2. I think for all of these, at worst, it'll come back at the same grade. However, I'm spending more money to get them regraded. We're gonna try something to get these things out. There was another subscriber that proposed something, and I haven't tried it yet, but we're gonna try it. I'm going to try it, and then if it works, I'll put a video out on it. All right. So again, why send it to them? Because I want them to see it. They have to see the grade, and the grader actually sees the notes on the book. I don't know if he sees the grade. You would have to think that the grader has to see the grade. I think CGC says that they don't, but I gotta think that they changed that policy. But either way, like I said, I've never sent the book to them, have them crack it and come back lower, except for a signed book. This is such a thing, right? It's a signed book, but it's not going to get signed again. So if this comes back at a higher grade, it's a plus for me. And this is signed by the great one, my friends. Signed by the great one. All right. Here's another 8.0. Bought this 8.0 like this, and I noticed that it does have pressable defects. Now this is the one reason why I thought that maybe it wasn't worth it to send to get regraded. Is it worth it to get an 8.5 back? You know, I'm not looking at it in current value. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking ahead. Dark Side is at a price that is criminal, and that's why I'm buying so many of these. As you can see, these books they need cleanings, and they could use pressings. That's another little bit of a spine roll there as well, but the cleanings make a big difference. I don't know if this can be an 8.5 or a 9.0 because of that, but I've seen 9.2s with stuff like that. I don't think this will be a 9.2, but I would say at the maximum probably a 9.0 for this book, and that would be worth it, more than worth it. And then here are two. I want to get this. I want to get my 9.8, man. I want to get my 9.8. So we're going to give it a shot. I got two of these babies in a 9.6. We're going to give this a really, really good shot. I'm going to show you guys also how to do this. All right? Show you guys how to do this on CGC. I'll show you the process. But as you can see, the backs of these need cleaning. See how, like, if that can be cleaned out and made a little bit whiter, I think it has a shot, because all the corners, the spine, I mean everything in these two books that you're going to see is absolutely perfect. So let's put this one away. Let's go to this one. Right? So we're going to go here. Look at that. This is the only thing with this one, right? Is that it's not really aligned. It's a little bit off center, but you know what? Maybe that might just be, let me see on the other side. Yeah, it's a little bit off center. But I don't care if it comes back at a 9.8. You see that? That is pressable. That's what I'm talking about. Is it inconceivable that I can get two 9.8s? No. But it's also possible that I can get both 9.6s back. And the possibilities here is that, at worst, in my opinion anyway, is that all of them come back the same grade. And then I would have wasted a ton of money, because you guys are going to see this. It's a ton of money to get these clean slab pressed and regraded, All right, and then here's a different type of submission that I'm going to do with you guys. This book I'm not going to get pressed. At least I wasn't thinking about it. I think this is graded, fairly at an 8.0. And this is fantastic for, of course, 48. big fan of the Silver Surfer. This is straight from the PC. I've had this for a very long time. I got this slabbed in 2002, I want to say 2002, 2003. So it's been slabbed for a while. And I paid $400 raw on this book. I think when I bought it on eBay, the guy was saying that it was very fine or near mint or something like that. But it wasn't. So I was a little bit disappointed when I first got it. But like I said, sometimes you get a book like those 8.0 Dark Sides, and you're just not getting it for today. You're getting it for later. Like, you know, when I paid $400 for this, it was really more than that. It was $400 plus the shipping, right? I don't know. I'm guesstimating maybe $425 because there were no taxes back then on these. But that's gone. I mean, that's gone up tremendously since then. Here's a quick fact, okay? And this is something that I regret. Another thing that I regret. I have so many regrets in collecting. When I bought this book, I could have also bought a 9.6 Fantastic 448 for around $1,500. I asked my wife. My wife said, go for it. And I backed out, and I went after this book instead. I was like, you know what? Let me go after this one. Maybe I'll be happy with a 9.0. If maybe I'll be happy if it comes back a 9.2. I was thinking right at the time, and that 9.6 was already graded 9.6. Man, if I would have made that decision, I mean, think about it. Those are the things like sometimes, and that's why I say this with grails like this, like moderns. You don't know what they're going to do. You really don't know, right? Donny Cates is writing a fantastic story, and that's his job. His job is to write, and we speculate. I speculated on certain characters, and he disappointed with the speculation. It's still a great story, though, but the speculation has been disappointing. We didn't get it right. I didn't get it right, at least not yet. But again, with comics, we have the luxury to wait until that character comes back. So what I'm going to do with this book is and see that's the reason why I'm not going to press and re-slab it. One of the reasons anyway. I think it's fairly at an 8.0, and all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to have it just re-slabbed it, probably with a custom label. I wish they had a Silver Surfer label, but so that's going to get reholdered. That's what they call it. They call it a reholder, and it's pretty cheap, even for books in that value. It's pretty cheap. And then I'm going to have this reholder. Now, this is another mistake. I should have done this when I sent these out. This one's going to be in my collection. My plan was to sell some of these and get a 9.8 newsstand, but it's beyond me now. That 9.8 newsstand is beyond my expectations at the moment. So this is definitely staying in the PC without a doubt. So I'm just gonna, for $16 plus the shipping. I mean, I was gonna get this re-slabbed anyway, right? Reholder. So I might as well just throw this one in, and it's going to cost me an extra $20 probably to get this, because the reholder costs $16 at my level that I'm at on CGC, for grading. It costs $16 for me to reholder, but with the shipping and stuff, I'm figuring, since I was going to send that regardless, you know what, send this one out, and I'm going to get a Venom label in here so that I can enjoy it, because this will be in the PC. Now I have a few of these. This is I have 6 that are graded and 1 not graded. The non-graded one is probably around an 8.0. That's in the PC. I think I'm going to send that one out to get pressed and graded as well, but that'll be later. But yeah, slowly I'm going to start selling some of them. Like I said before, this is a book that I bought and sold. I mean, like at least 50 of these, you know. And of course, you know, you guys know the story. You're probably tired about the 9.8 for the Hulk 181. But anyway, let's go straight to CGC. Let's go through the process, okay, of both of these procedures, the Reholder and the CPR. Alright, so when you're on CGC, you're going to go to Submit. From there, you're going to go to Submission Forms. Submission Forms is going to take you to this page. You're going to, of course, select Comics, Magazines, because it's a comic book. It's pretty self-explanatory, though. Then it's going to go to the Submissions. We're going to select Comic. The first thing I'm going to do is the Reholder. So these are the services that they offer. We're going to just Reholder. And then we're going to select Next. And this is just a waiver. Alright. So you have to sign it, or you can't do it. Pretty much it's like, okay, you know, when we take the plastic off of it, it's just mumbo jumbo in my opinion, because it's never happened to me. I guess it's something just to protect themselves. Not guess it is something to protect themselves from it. It's never happened to me, so I'm confident in doing this at least. Okay. And then for the Reholder, they want the submission because it's in a holder. So I have it right here copied for Amazing Spider-Man. Gonna go right here. And it comes right out. Right? Amazing Spider-Man 300. Value is 900. Right? And then I'm gonna hit next. And then it's gonna come up, okay, so what kind of this is the reason why I'm doing it in the first place anyway. I want the Venom one because it's Venom. Let me see if there's another Venom. Damnation, no other Venoms. Fuji. Yep, no other Venoms. So we're going to go right there. Add to cart. That is now added to the cart. See how that looks. Alright, so we're going to do the next one. Okay, so I put up certification number. Comes up, Fantastic 448. Back then I put the value at $600 back then. So it comes back with the value that you placed on it. So we're gonna go next, and we're gonna do, let me see, can I do a custom label on this one? Hold on. And the answer is no. No custom label. That sucks. So we're just gonna save that. Alright, so now we have two books, Amazing Spider-Man 300 and Fantastic 448, and it tells you how much. So it's $15 and then $5 for the custom label, and then for Fantastic Four it's only $15. And you go to checkout, and then on checkout, of course, you're going to do the billing. All right, let's do the other one. Okay, ran into a roadblock. You know, I'm glad this happened while I'm doing this, so you guys could see it, because this is the purpose of this, right? Is for me to learn and for you to learn, right? So I just changed my mind. So what happens here is, because I have one that's a custom label, it's shipping me, it's charging me 2 shippings, because the custom label is it's like one transaction, and the one that's a regular Reholder is another transaction. So pretty much it's charging me double shipping. So is it worth it for me? And I think I'm just gonna hold off on the Amazing Spider-Man. I will go ahead with the Fantastic Four though, but the Amazing Spider-Man, I'm gonna go hold off on it until I have more books that I can Reholder, which I do. I just have to look for them, Reholder, and have them custom labeled. if they had a custom label for the Fantastic Four, like a Silver Surfer, that would be great. Like, sometimes I wonder, should I just hold off until they have a custom label for Silver Surfer? Because, you know, eventually they have to get one, right? But as of right now, I mean, I don't even think they have one for Thor, do they? I don't know. I'm gonna just get the Fantastic Four done and wait on the Amazing Spider-Man. All right, we'll do the next one. But I'm glad this happened so you guys could see it. All right, so here's a change of plans. I'm gonna send a couple more books in to get reholdered. This is gonna be one of them with that Fantastic Four. That's a 9.4. Now this one has some spine breaking ticks, and that's the reason why it is a 9.4. So I don't want to take a chance with this and try to get a 9.6 with a press and a clean. I just don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna happen with a 9.6 because those spine ticks are color breaking. But the book itself is already pretty nice. It's pretty clean. Yeah, it can use a press and stuff, but I don't think it'll go farther than a 9.4. That's another book. It's a very underrated book. This book. It was when it first came out. This book was super hot, but the character hasn't really been developed like many people thought it might be. But who knows, man? This character might come into play, and this book is still considered a classic, by the way. Right? So anyway, gonna get this in a new holder, and I'm gonna send these out too. And these are 9.8s, and these are Omega Man number 3, both 9.8s, but both in an older label. So it'll be a total of 4 books, and then with the Amazing Spider-Man, I'm gonna send the Hulk Future Imperfect 9.8. Now the Future Imperfect, this is something pretty cool for you guys to maybe see. Maybe not too many people know this. These do have a newsstand version, but you don't see it in the front. The newsstand is in the back, right? So the newsstand is definitely less on the newsstand than there is in the direct, but this character is finally starting to, you know, blossom. Well, back then that character was huge. It's funny, right? That see, look at that, how that, it's a 9.8, but look at, yeah, it's pretty messy. Sending this a reholder, and then I'm gonna send this to get a Hulk label. I'll show you guys how much it costs. Oh, what I was gonna say about this. Oh yeah, and this one is also the direct, not the newsstand. All right, so with this Incredible Hulk, right? Back when this came out, yeah, he's such a great villain. You know, I think Superman started everything off with Bizarro, right? Back in the Golden Age, they came up with Bizarro, and it was a version of Superman that was evil, but not a classic character, I don't think. I mean, you know, yeah, it's a very well-known character, but not to me a character that stands out, right? Then you know, other characters followed suit. I think one of the best characters was the Magus. That was the alter ego of one Adam Warlock. And of course now we have the Batman and the Batman Who Laughs, right? And but before that we had the Hulk and the Maestro, and that's a great character. This is one of the Hulks. If you're a Hulk fan and you haven't read this, you know, and you would have to be a new reader, really, if you haven't read this and you're a Hulk fan. But if you are new Hulk fan, pick this up, man. Pick this up, even the trade paperback, so you could read it. Fantastic story, one of his best stories ever. Peter David. I'd like to get that signed by Peter David. All right, so let's see what the numbers come out with that. All right, so for the regular reholders, it's 4 books. Fantastic Four, 48, 2 Omega Men's, and the primer. You know, I didn't even change the values, man. That's a mistake, but I sent it over already. So, you know what? Again, learn from my mistakes. You should put regular value there. When you use FedEx or UPS, it doesn't matter about the shipping. But if they damage it in CGC, Alright, I don't expect them to do that anyway, but man, I didn't change the value. The declared value, it still stayed with the values, the original values I declared with them when I first sent them out. Alright, so anyway, the Reholder, $60. $5 is a fee that they charge, is a handling fee, and I chose FedEx. FedEx is $20. Comes out to $85 to have all 4 of these Reholdered. I chose FedEx because I don't think they're going to lose my package. Very big chance there, right? Listen, you do what you can. If I would have chose USPS, which is you know, regular mail, it would have been considerably more, probably around $35, I think it was, or something like that. But anyway, taking a chance with that. Imagine that, man, just to save on what, 15 bucks. But you know what, you do your due diligence on that. All right, this is the other one. This is only 3 books, Amazing Spider-Man, and then this one is with the custom labels. So the 2 Hulk Future Imperfects custom labels are an additional $5 each, so it's $15 for the custom labels, $45 for the Reholder, and $18 on the shipping. Comes out to $83. So just to have these babies Reholdered, it's going to be a total of 7 books. But you know what, 7 pretty decent books. 1 Grail for sure. 2, you know what, the primer is a Grail though. Primer is definitely a Grail. It's still considered a Grail at this point. You know, don't remember how many were made, but it's a very rare book. Alright, we'll start doing the next batch. Alright, so this one's going to be a lot more expensive, guys. But the hope for this one is that, I mean, if I get one of these 9.6s come back to me in 9.8, even one, this entire price that I'm about to pay is worth it. Same thing with the Dark Side, that 9.2. If it goes up 1 single grade to a 9.4, this will be worth it, because this one will be expensive. And the reason is because CGC charges a lot for the pressing, a lot more than what Mr. Kendra or any other presser would charge and cleaner. Alright, but because I'm sending them their own slabs, I feel obligated. In high grades, I feel obligated to send it to them. I'm going to show you other slabs that I send to Mr. Kendra after I'm done with this, and I'll show you why I do that with Mr. Kendra. But on the high grades, always send them to CGC. But I'll show you 2 books that I'm going to send to him, and he's going to crack. Alright, so here we go. So we're going to go, once again, to comics. Alright, so we're going to go right to comics. And then this time, we're going to choose grading and pressing. Go over here, next. Then you're going to be resubmitting, because these are all going to be slabs. And then you put the whatchamacallit, the certification numbers. Alright, so I'm going to do that for all the books. Alright, so I came across something that I want to make you guys aware of. Alright, so right now I'm doing my second New Gods, 9.6. So, you know what, I gotta remember to change the value here. I put the value on the other one. Alright, we're going to put the value at 1,000. Next, matter of fact, I'm going to change the value on the other one too. Okay, so see how this one is standard? It's $55 on that. That's to get it graded. but it's 15 business days at turnaround time. Not so bad, right? But I want to choose a 15-day one for this submission. So I want these books back, and I don't know if it psychologically affects the grader if I put a much lower value on it than it's meant. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. So I try to be as real as possible with my values on my books. All right. So from there, we're going to choose standard. Next. Now it's going to go into pressing tier. Pressing tier standard, that's $60. That's pressing and cleaning. Very expensive. 20 business days though, but look what the economy would be 66 business days. Anything valued $400 or less. Now if you go to anything more expensive than that, you're looking at 15 days turnaround also, but it will cost $85. And that's when you're talking about like the Fantastic Four, whatever. If I wanted to get that regraded, I would have had to use the express tier. All right, so we're gonna add that to the cart. I'm gonna go to view cart over here, and I'm gonna change the value of this one because I messed up this value. We're gonna change that to 1,000. Next, save. All right, let me do the other ones. Be back. All right, so we're gonna do this two ways. So I declared this. This is using the standard tier for all 6 books. It comes out to, for the grading, $331, the pressing $360. The shipping would be $24, and then $5 for the submission. So you're looking at $691 plus another $30. So you're looking at $720, right around $720 for the 6 books. We're gonna try this out though with 3 of those books in the value tier, because the both of the 8.0s and the 7.5, they can go in the $400 value tier. I don't mind waiting on those. So let's try those, and then we'll see if we save some money, because that pressing cost is immense. Now look at how this changes now, right? So now I got 3 books in the economy tier valued at $400 each, and 3 books on the standard tier valued at $1,000 each. And those are the 3 books that I care the most about, of course, for them to go up in grade. But look at the price now, $562. So now I'm going to be paying 2 shipping prices, so probably going to be around $24 each. Probably less though, because it's 3 and 3. I'll do the calculations now, but either way, I know now that I'm going to save over $100 on the grading and pressing fees. So that's a no-brainer, guys. So you know what? This turned out to be a pretty good. So let's do the checkout, and we'll see what comes out. All right, so here's the final tally. So for the 3 high-end books, and those I'm going to get back in probably a little bit over a month. So I should have this back right around before Christmas, I would say. Right? That's the final tally for that, for those 3. And then for the lower ones, the 2 8.0s and the 7.5, that's that. Altogether, it's $608.65. And I save over $100, over $110, just because we changed the tiers. Now, this tier, the economy tier, is not going to be here for 4 months, guys. It's going to be like 4-month wait. That's usually how long I wait for that. But I don't care, because It's Dark Side. I've had those books for so long already anyway, so I really don't care about them. These three right here I do care about. I'm just excited to see if one of them, if either one, any one of these three books goes up one grade, all of this was worth it. Any one. And then these would just be icing on the cake if they go up in grade. Alright, so I told you guys I would tell you about what I sent to Mr. Kendra. So these are the kind of books that I send Kendra. Now Kendra, he's a freaking magician, man. He really is. But a 9.0 in this modern book, back in the day, I bought a lot of like 30 of these for $15 each. And I got a bunch of 9.8s and 9.6s. And these were the two lowest grades. These are the only two that I haven't sold. These are the only two that I kept. And I only kept them because they were 9.0s. Of course, none of them were pressed. But, man, should I send this out? Look at that. Well, if it comes back a 9.4, this is the major problem with this. Right, you see that? But that's pressable, and Kendra can get rid of that. So if I can get a 9.4 on this, it might be worth it. I'm not sure. Would that be worth it? You know what? I gotta... because it's $33. It's right around. It's still around $33 for his press, and the grade and the shipping cost is going to cost right around $33. Is it worth it for a 9.4? All right, so that's one. All right, we'll think about that one. And then this is the other. This is an 8.0. I got a feeling this has gotta be dirt, dude, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's dirt. Good. Alright. See that right there? He can get rid of that. And I would send him this because, I mean, 33 bucks. I don't care. If this comes back at a 9.4, this will be worth it, because at an 8.0, what can I sell this for? What can I sell this for? Like, oh, here it is. Can he get rid of that? Holy crap. Didn't see that. Damnation. He might be able to get rid of that, man. I might take a gamble on this. I don't know. I've seen him do much better things. Look at that. That is an 8.0. That's why this is an 8.0. But I know he can get rid of a lot of this. What the hell? I'm sending this out. I'll send it out to him. You guys will see how good this guy is. Even if he can improve this to a 9. Can he improve this to a 9.0, man? I don't know. I might just sell these. Maybe I won't send them these. Fudge. Fuji. You know what? It's like O'Reilly says, right? We're doing this live. We're doing this live. Damn. Yeah, I gotta think about these two. I might send them out. I gotta see what prices they're fetching in 9.0s. See if it's worth it in an 8.0. I might just sell them like this anyway. Let somebody else take a chance. Somebody that can press them themselves. See what they get. Alright, guys. That's the video for today. You know what? If it was a little bit better condition on those two, I probably would send it to them. Maybe I should have looked at them before I went live. Alright. Later, dudes.